All right, here with Kent McBride of the victorious Wyoming East Warriors. Kent, quick start for Wyoming, or for Westside tonight. Is there anything behind that, or just did Braden Waldron just get hot?
Listen, Braden Waldron got hot. I thought we were a little overjuiced, and I thought we got ourselves out of position quite a bit early in the game defensively. And when you get yourself out of position with Braden Waldron, he's going to make you pay. And then when he gets going, it puts a shot in all the other guys, and they played well. You know, I thought we did some things incorrectly, but I'm going to give credit to them for handling the emotion, and then we settled down.
Well, they scored 20. So they scored 21 in the first quarter. It took them the better part of 3 quarters to get 21 more. What do you think that was?
I thought we just settled down. We didn't try to make hero plays. We played team. We defended as a group and stuck to what we had decided we were trying to take away. And then when that happened, I thought the shots became extremely more difficult for Westside, which obviously it showed up in the point differential of the first quarter versus the other 3.
Turning point really seemed to be the 2-minute mark of the second quarter there. You called a timeout, you're down 11, and then you guys get going. I think over the next minute or so, it's an 8-0 run. You take a 1-point lead. What was said during that timeout? Because if you point to any point in the game, that's literally the point right there.
Really just to settle down. You know, if you look in the first quarter, they were hot, and I think we had 6 or 7 turnovers. I mean, we were overjuiced, and our conversation before the game was there's going to be a time that they make a run, and what we need when you come to the huddle, positivity with each other, play through that, and they did. The guys had a really good head on their shoulders, and I think what is very encouraging as a coach is they stuck with the defense, and then your defense would pull us out of the offensive slump we were in, and then when it did, we kind of got rolling.
Young in your coaching career, but was that one of the better runs you've had there to 12-0 to end the half?
Yeah, and I'm just really proud of how we did it. You know, Talon being out, and you're trying to kind of battle foul trouble there a little bit, and then you got Brock got his eye split open late in the game. So you know we're a little bit like a hospital ward at the moment, but that 12-0 run was huge, and I'd have to go back and see what triggered on offense, but it was triggered because we all of a sudden made them take substantially more difficult shots.
Talk about that. They were 1 of 9 from 3 in the second half, and I think in the first half they were 3 of 7. It seems like you guys really guarded that well and took them and made them play inside. Talk about that.
Well, correct. We weren't going over top of ball screens with Braden Waldron earlier, and if you do that, he's going to make you pay. You know, Braden the last week and a half has been an exceptional player. I'm not going to say he started slow, but he's a substantially different player now than he was when they went to Logan and they played those early games. So we knew if you go under him, he's so confident, he made us pay. Well, we put Braxton on him, and we went over the top on a lot of things and kind of ran him into, we got a 6'9" guy down there, and let's see if you can make those shots, and that worked out for us.
Speaking of the 6'9" guy, talk about the way he was disruptive. When he wasn't blocking shots, he was altering shots.
You know, you're right, Dave, and the thing that we're trying to make sure Connor understands is his impact on the game doesn't show up in the points column. You know, what was the one possession? He didn't leave the floor. He blocked a shot, he got it back, and he blocked it again. I mean, I don't know that he had 4 or 5 blocks. He was just such a force down there that when they tried to go to the rim, they're shot faking and trying to find daylight. He did not allow them to get daylight. He took the game plan that we talked about and stuck with it, and his impact on this game, because even in the third quarter when we were running some action and he's running at the rim, you would see Westside just react to the rim, and all of a sudden Keegan gets driving lanes, Brady gets open shots. So his impact was enormous.
Did it?
Really showed the kids that played this game. Braxton, for example, I thought it was a common force in that first half in a lot of ways, and he had that block that led to the outlet where Brady got the 3. It just really, it felt like it showed his experience here. Talk about him, studying things. Just Keegan hasn't played in this game. Brady hasn't played in this game, and if you haven't played in this game, it's a different animal.
It's a different animal, and the thing I'm really proud about Braxton, if you remember last year in the first quarter, he was playing really well, and he rolled his ankle pretty good and kept playing through it, and then rolled it again. So after the Westside game last year, he was out about 2.5 weeks, and he talked about not getting to put his best foot forward on this court a year ago. So I'm really happy, him as a senior, to be the one to be just such a steady guy and play the way he played today. I think he ripped 2 rebounds away from them and laid them back in big times when we're struggling offensively. He just kind of manufactured us some opportunities. And, I mean, I talked to Nick Cook before the game, and, he said, I know you have a bunch of talent, but number 30 is the guy I would take first. He said, if I'm picking off your team, I'm picking 30 first. Can't argue with him.
You've been to a lot of these. You know the history of this rivalry. Does it seem to you maybe more people here tonight? Been in a while for what? It just seemed that way.
I told Rory pulling in, I'm like, man, God, the 9th grade game was jam-packed. And it's really special for these kids one day will step out and be our age and realize like that was a really awesome time. And you know, when you reflect back today, you know, I've had a very blessed coaching career, but none of the games I coached him, probably short of the game to make the NCAA tournament, had the day feel of today. You know, when you play at Concord and all that, you go to those games, I mean, people care, but not like they do here. Not like the schools cared today. Every school was juiced up. Every community was juiced up. So Rory told me, he said, you think you've coached in big games until you get the Wyoming East Westside game. It's a different day feel, and he's right. It's something that I've never felt until now. It's been enjoyable.
What's the update on Talon?
She'll be back Tuesday. It was you know, broke my heart to see him in warm-ups. You know, he was just holding his emotions back because he wanted to play out there, but he'll be back on Tuesday. And as you guys know, I mean, to break your nose and sit one game, and I know how much it hurt him to sit this one, but he was, I talked to him on the bench before the game, and I said, look, I know you're upset, but you have an impact on this game. We've got to play some young guys, and you need to be encouraging. And I said, if you tell me something, I'm going to do it. And there were certain things he came up and he told me things, and I don't second guess. I just did what talent told me to do. So it was great. We're really happy to get him back next week.
Can you elaborate on some of those things?
Yeah. Some of the things he said?
Yeah, that you were able to apply.
He was talking about some of our matchups. You know, when we have certain matchups on Braden Waldron, he was communicating what Braden Waldron was doing to be successful, who we need to put on him and who we need to take away. Look, man, I don't know. I mean, a guy will probably be a doctor one day, but he can sit on my bench if he wants.
How do you guys feel about the game?
I feel good.
You too? All right.
Just winning in that environment. It's just so cool.
Look forward to one day having these guys in this environment. That's why I like them coming here because, you know, you need to feel what this is like and feel how passionate both communities are, and it's a really cool thing.
He's already given better quotes than some of the other kids I've talked to this season.
He's not media
Great
trained
job.
yet. He's not media trained yet. Thanks, guys.
Kent, thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.